So, guys, this evening I'm just on my own and I'm just reminiscing on so many things because of boredom. They usually say seafarer's work is world most boring job, and I really agree on that. So this evening, while I'm just on my own, I just reminisce and I thought about my past life, how I used to gamble so heavily when I'm at sea. When I'm at work, I used to gamble so heavily. And part of the reason why that happened was because of the environment. Boredom sets in so easily. You become bored because everything about your life at sea is programmed. You are being programmed to sleep. You are programmed to work at a certain time. Even the food you eat is at a certain time. You don't eat anyhow you like. There's time for food, there's time for work, there's time for so everything is just being programmed. Even the time you sleep, you don't sleep anyhow you like. You don't sleep when you're on duty, you sleep only during your resting hours. So with that, as soon after you stay on board for some time, you know, you start feeling that boredom. And it's not always a good one for anybody that is battling with gambling problems. It's not always easy. So this evening I just remember all of that, the struggles and every other thing. And I really thank God for where I am today, that I've been able to defeat this addiction. And I just want to say to you out there that if you have ever thought that breaking free from this addiction is not possible, then maybe you have not put in the work yet. Because if you put in the work, you see that it is actually very easy to stop gambling. It is actually very easy, even if you think it's hard. Yes, it's hard because maybe you have tried, you have not given your best. You have tried, maybe you have given only 20% effort instead of 100%. So just, I would advise you to put in more work. Put in more work, and before you know it, you break free. That boredom will not be a reason why you start gambling again. It will not be the reason why you relapse. So part of what I thought about also was the implication of, my continuous gambling. The implication, it cost me so many things. It didn't just cost me my money, it cost me more than just money. I started having issues in my relationship. That time, my girlfriend, which is my wife now, she knew how much I was earning, and she knew everything about my finances. And when the stories I give to him, why the money is missing and not complete, when I cook a particular story for her, she will start thinking maybe I'm using that money to do something else that I do not want her to know, and it was always causing issues in my relationship. And this is what a lot of people are facing. Serious, this is what a lot of people are facing, because as a gambling addict, you are always looking for lies to say to cover up your losses. You always lie to your family members about why you are not able to do certain things that is expected of you. Your family knows you are working. Your wife, your girlfriend, your parents, your siblings, they know you are working, but at the end of the day, what your output, what you are able to do with the money you are earning does not really add up. It doesn't really, it's not worth it. Let's say you are earning 50,000 naira. Let's just say you are earning 50,000 naira, and you are expected to be able to do certain things at that with that amount of money. But when you are able to do things that is only worth 10,000 naira out of 50,000 naira that you are earning, people will start asking you, what are you doing with this money? What are you doing with your money? So that was what I was always facing. And it's one thing that affects people's relationship. Those that are addicted to gambling, it affects their relationship so badly. even up to the extent that they even have broken marriage. The the wife, because the wife is tired of how everything is going, how he's not committed to the family financially, and so many other things. They break up. I've seen so many situations. Just the other day, Gambler Away posted a particular video on their Twitter page. Yeah, normal, the Gambler Away I used to talk about. You should contact Gambler Away if you ever need support to break free from gambling addiction. So those guys, they posted a particular video, and then they asked people to retweet that video and raise alarm about a particular guy that wanted to commit suicide. So according to the story, that was I think yesterday, the day before yesterday. The story was that the guy lost about 52 million naira. He lost 52 million naira, and then he wanted to commit suicide. He bought in that video. They showed that the guy was like the video showed that the guy was he was about to drink sniper. He bought sniper. He opened it. In that video, he was just videoing how he opened the sniper. He closed it back, and then I think he was just trying to, have a final moment before drinking the sniper. So he posted the video, and then Gambler Away took it up, and I don't know if he was able to. They were able to reach him, and if he has been rescued or stopped from doing that. So Gambler Away saw that, and then he posted it on their X handle, and then he asked people to retweet. So this guy lost 52 million. 52 million is not a money that anybody can come across so easily. Some people can spend more than a decade without earning such amount of money. Some people can spend their lifetime without earning such amount of money. But this guy earned this money. I don't know whether it was his money or he borrowed from somebody or it's somebody's money or something. I don't know. But the guy lost this money overnight. And what happened, I'm sure he was just chasing his losses. He didn't start gambling with 52 million. I'm very sure about that. That is one thing about gambler. He didn't start gambling with 52 million. Maybe he started with 500,000 or 1 million or 2 million. And then once he lost this money, he started chasing losses. And in the process of chasing losses, that is when he lost all the money. He lost everything. And if you happen to meet him and ask him why he gambled away that such amount of money, he will tell you he was bored. He will start explaining, okay, I was bored and this, that. He will start giving you a reason that may not even make sense to you. If you are not, if you don't have if you have never had a gambling problem before, it may not make sense to you, but it is what it is. Seriously. So gambling addiction is a very terrible addiction that nobody should ever wish for anybody. You can't even wish your worst. I can't wish my worst enemy to be addicted to gambling, because gambling is not all about the money. Like I usually say, gambling is not all about the money. You tend to lose so much. You tend to lose so much. So much. So you tend to lose even your life, like how the guy just, tried to commit suicide. You can lose your life because of gambling addiction. You can lose your life because of gambling addiction. So, what I would say is that I just thank God for myself. I thank God for my life. I thank God for my wife for being supportive and helping me out when I really needed her the most. Because some people, they will just abandon the person and let the person suffer, maybe until they even contemplate of committing suicide, like how that guy did. So I thank God for my life, and I can assure you that if you are watching this video and you are having a gambling problem, you also can, break free from this addiction. That is what I can assure you, and I've been saying this almost every time. Breaking free from gambling addiction is not hard, and at the same time, it can be so difficult. It all depends on your willpower. It all depends on how sincere you are to stop gambling. It all depends on how much you are willing to hate gambling. You have to hate gambling, like you have to see gambling like your worst enemy. So once you're able to see gambling as your worst enemy, you'll be able to, you know, once that urge to gamble comes, you'll be able to shed it off because it's something that you hate already. So you will not even want to entertain it. Gambling addiction has really dealt with so many youngsters, so many young people that you are seeing today that looks like they're having a financial problem or some problem that has to do with finance. If you look well, if you check well, they are having gambling problem. It's not as if they are not employed or they are not seeing money. These people, some of them, most of them, they are seeing money, but this money is going into gambling. You know, the money is going into gambling. That is where the money is going to. So, I don't want to make this video to be that long. I didn't want to make this video to be that long. So, let me just encourage you out there. I want to end this video by encouraging you to see gambling as your worst enemy. First of all, first thing, see gambling as your worst enemy. And once you see gambling as your worst enemy, you will be able to defeat that urge. Secondly, you have to be very sincere with yourself. So many people are addicted to gambling and they don't want to admit that they are actually addicted. I was chatting with one guy. He told me I'm not. I bet every time sometimes I win, sometimes I lose, but I can never be addicted. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I asked him, how much have you won in gambling? Compared it to how much you have lost. I asked him 2 or 3 questions. I asked him how often does he gamble? He told me every week. And then I asked him like 4 to 5 questions that he said yes to, and I just know this person is addicted, but he does not want to admit to it. He doesn't want to admit to it that he is addicted, and that is where things are always very difficult for some people. When you live in denial, then there is very little or nothing that somebody can do to save you. When you are living in denial, you have a problem, but you don't want to admit that you have that problem. It's always a very difficult one for the person that is affected. You don't want to admit. So you have to admit that you have a gambling problem and you want to stop. And then lastly, I want you to contact Gambler-Aware. Contact Gambler-Aware. They are on X, formerly known as Twitter. So you can contact them. Their X handle is at gambleraware.ng. I think Gambler-Aware.ng, something like that. So if you just go search for Gambler-Aware, you'll see them. Follow them on Twitter. You can talk to them via Twitter, or you can go to their web link. I'm going to put their web link in the description of this video. You can go to their web link, talk to them, tell them you're addicted to gambling and you're finding it difficult to stop. They're going to link you up with a therapist that will help you. And I usually say this, the therapist will only do 20%. He will only tell you 20% of what you need to do to stop. He will only assist you. The assistance that you will get is only 20 to 30%. The remaining percent has to do with you that is affected. Because that person, when they talk to you, that therapist, he has his own life to live. But he dedicates his life, part of his life, to talk to you, to engage with you and make sure that you are able to break free from this addiction. So the help he can give to you is limited. You have to look more of the help that you can give to yourself. That is why some people, they will contact a therapist and then the therapist will talk to them. They will tell them what they need to do. They will not even do it. At the end of the day, they will relapse and then they will go back to the therapist. They will tell the person, oh, I've relapsed. Because you are so weak. You have allowed your mind, you have allowed gambling to buy your mind. You have allowed gambling to buy your mind. So, I'm not blaming you actually. I'm just telling you to be sincere with your recovery journey. So that is it. If you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe to the recovery channel. Press the subscribe button. Subscribe to the recovery channel. Like this video, share this video also, so that people that would like to watch videos like this can also watch and learn. My name is Toski. This is the recovery channel. See you in my next video. Bye.